So I got married. We were splitting finances 50-50. A week before we got married, he told me, yeah, I have some debt. It was about $40,000 in debt, which, okay, we can deal with that. We're about to get married. I love you. You love me. It's just money. And then weeks after we got married, that number doubled. And then it was over $200,000 of debt that he had accrued. Almost a year after we were married, a friend reached out to me and said that he was having an affair with somebody that he worked with, and a week later I was living on my own.
Did you guys do any prenups?
No, we did not. Doing a prenup just makes you think, oh, you're not in it 100%.
Okay.
In retrospect, should have gotten a prenup.
You know, that's like the belief that a lot of people have when it comes to finances and it comes to being in love. You just ignore the financial side of it, right? You're like, yeah, you have debt, $40,000 you accumulated without me knowing. But you know what? It's just money. We're in love and that's okay. That is a red flag that so many people just act like it doesn't even exist. They act like it's no big deal. That's a huge red flag that so many people just overlook that you cannot do in any relationship. You know, financial infidelity is extremely high right now. You're seeing it, guys. You're seeing so many people in relationships having credit cards behind the spouse's back, running up credit card debt. And next thing you know, it just gets way out of hand. You have no idea. And now their mistakes is now your mistakes because you're married. And that makes you think, and that makes you understand why so many people have the finances separate, right? Which to me is dangerous, but so many people keep their finances separate because they don't want their money, quote unquote, their money tied into the other person's debt. But we all know, even when you try doing that, right, then basically you're turning a blind eye on what someone is doing with their finances, right? If someone might, when they try to do 50-50 and split it, someone might not be able to handle certain bills and certain things they want to do, and it end up resorting to a credit card. They don't tell you, and it goes a downward spiral. This gets crazy. And you hear it time and time again, especially, listen, right? There's a lot of guys out there, right? A lot of guys out there with this whole sports betting, parlaying continuously, trying to win so much money sports betting and losing so much money with sports betting. So much money with sports betting. I read so many Reddit articles. I've seen so many videos of people going insane and going into massive amount of debt off of doing sports betting and parlaying and doing all types of crazy stuff when it comes to betting. You see, this is why, guys, I always believe in having an open relationship when it comes to money. Okay, a lot of people don't like having that money talk. A lot of people try to avoid it as much as possible. But if you avoid it, then naturally bad things are just going to happen. Right? It's like, hey, I need help with this bill, but I don't want to ask this person, which is it's crazy to say this person because it's like your spouse. I don't want to ask them, so I'm going to figure out ways to try to do it myself. Rather than just getting together and saying, okay, you accumulated some debt, or before the actual opportunity of debt being accumulated happens, let's look at our budget and let's reevaluate. Okay, let's reassess this whole situation, and you work together as a team and you move together as a team, as a unit. That's the key part here, guys. When you're married, you're doing things together as a unit. All this independent crap, that crap don't fly. That does not fly in a relationship. Now, you might have the illusion that you're independent, right? And you can want to hang out with your friends and do stuff like that. That, by all means, go ahead. That's okay. But you cannot act like a mistake that someone makes financially in a relationship is not going to affect you, because it does. And you're seeing this time and time during the whole society, man. Everyone is just it's a crazy thing going on with how much financial infidelity is going on, right? It's already an issue with so many people getting into so much debt due to the cost of living and everything right now being extremely sky high. It's right now you're seeing that as individual people, as singles, and you can only imagine when some people in a relationship and they act like they're single, the things that they do. And she did mention, Roman asked her, first of all, shout out to Roman, that was a good video. Roman had asked her, so, why you didn't get a prenup? And she's like, hindsight, she got a prenup. Listen, when you don't have that much money, right, and I'm talking about, you don't have any businesses, or you only have 200, 300 grand, which In reality, a lot of people when they get in a relationship, they don't have that much money. You don't need a prenup, right? A lot of people don't think about prenups whatsoever. Unless you're someone who is really, really worried about your finances and making sure that your assets are protected, they don't usually need a prenup, right? Now, if you have some sort of business on the side and you want to protect your assets and whatnot, then yeah, a prenup will make sense. But the average person doesn't get a prenup, right? Now, is it right? Should you get a prenup? Yes, you should, right? Whatever you came in with, you should leave with. But we all know in this current times, people just do not do that. People just do not do prenups, and they end up getting screwed in the end. Like in her case, I mean, it started from 40,000, and she was like, "It's okay." Then it ended up to 200,000, right? And obviously, this is a short clip. I don't know the full story, but then even with that, it felt like she still kept him around, and then he cheated. What type of asshole is that dude? First of all, to just like get in a relationship, even though you're racking up debt, you're just trying to live a completely different life. Why even bother being in a relationship? Why even bother ruining people's lives? You see, a lot of people out there, man, karma is gonna come to them, right? They got something coming for them when it comes to karma. Because you walk around playing stupid games like that, trying to screw people, it can happen, right? That's something is gonna come back to this person, man. Eventually, it's not gonna end up good for them. So, guys, really, if you're out there, pay attention to your finances, man. Both you and your spouse. Okay, you should know what your spouse's credit score is, and you should know, and she should know what your credit score is. She should know how much money you have in your 401k account, and then he should as well. I'm actually gonna do a video about this because there's a thing that's going on right now where people are married together, they both have 401k accounts and they're investing, and they don't even know how much money they're investing or what they're investing in. If there's someone in a relationship that's really good with finances, they need to have that conversation to find out where is your money invested. I revealed this in a video before, and I'm going to say it in this one as well. My wife had recently rolled over her 401k account, right? And she rolled it over, did the right thing, everything's fine. So after a few years passed by, I'm investing, and I literally did a video talking about how when you roll your money over to a money market account, right, or any other account, when you roll it over, understand when that initial rollover occurs, your money is sitting on a money market. That's it. It's not invested. It's not invested until you take that money and you invest it. My wife forgot that part, right? And she never really had a conversation with me, and I take blame for it. I should have asked her, where's that money invested? Make sure it's invested. I didn't. And her, for 2 years, she was not invested in the market. The last 2 years, when the market was extremely sky high, I cringed. I really cringed, and I was like, ah. But then I'm a very positive, optimistic person. I said, well, at least we figured it out now. And from now going forward, we keep it moving. So that's why you just certainly need to have conversations with each other. For that way, number one, things like that won't happen. Someone won't rack up debt without you knowing. And number two, to make sure, if you guys are planning to be together forever, to make sure you're both maximizing your investment accounts and maximizing your investments and moving together as a unit. So that way you're sure when you get old, there's no surprises. When it's time to retire, if you could do it in your 50s, go ahead. If you want to do it in your 60s, whatever the case may be, you know exactly where you stand. All right, guys. So really, this is just something that you really need to pay attention to because it's getting way out of hand. And I don't want anyone out there to get caught off guard, especially with financial infidelity. It's a sucky situation to be in. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys in my next video. Peace.